Welcome back, my dear students. Today we're going to learn class 8 social science chapter 1 natural resources and their uses. So let us discuss this chapter is related to how the natural resources are used as resources. When does the nature become a resources? The natural resources which we get from the nature. The meaning of word nature is the totality of life and non-life forms that are part of our environment, but it have not been created by the human. So natural resources created by the nature and the human resources are resources which made by the human called as human resources. When human has been used to creating new things from them for consumption for daily uses, these elements become resources. Take an example. There are so many trees in the environment you get, and they exist independently of humans. But once you cut the trees will have been used for many purposes. That would make into furniture, and why we see that there are many things which you use at home. Example of pencil, a kind of things which made up of wood. So that is one best example. We can add the natural resources turn into resources. Resources are not easily accessible. Accessible of resources is very complicated. For example, petroleum. In place of deep under the ocean that we do not have the technology to access, or the extraction cost may be too high, or it may be culturally unacceptable, like cutting trees in sacred groves, or not accepted as the resources. But resources should be that technologically accessible, economically feasible, and culturally acceptable. Here in geography, exploitation means extraction, utilization, consumption of natural resources. So if you add these three words, it would be called as resources. Our earth has treasure, the many of which have formed over millennia of years, which humans have been taken and learned to use it. For example, air, water, soil, which have been not utilized beginning, but later he got used in a different way. Even then, not so obvious ones like coal, petroleum, precious stones and metals, or iron ores or timbers, which have been not used earlier, but now using for many other purpose. This is how we can consider the earth as treasure. So nature is considered as a sacred, which means there are many trees and plants which we use every day. Sometimes it's considered sacred. Sacred means which has a value and which is worshipped. For example, tulsi, which at home every woman used to do the puja. And sometimes you can see the example of banyan tree or people tree. So there has been from millions of years ago, people used to worship this nature. Means nature has given everything to us. Then in return we are going to do this. We save the nature, the form of sacred.